everyone, and welcome to this episode of Soul Seeds, where my guest expert for today is Krista. Hi, Krista.
I
Hi. And Krista is a motivational speaker, a professional athlete, and a strength coach. And today we're going to discuss the topic of the law of attraction. So I would love to know, for those who are not really aware of what it is, can you explain what the law of attraction is?
the law of attraction for me is that what you think about, you bring about. That's your whole life. So whatever you intentionally want to happen with you in your life,
Mm-hmm.
as long as if that's your predominant thought, and you put it out here in the universe, and you talk to God about it, and you want it to happen for you, I
Mm-hmm.
believe it will happen for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all up here, and it's all in here in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really want to see something happen, you have to ask the universe and God to let it happen for you.
Mm-hmm.
And in
And
order to do that,
yeah.
yeah,
Does it
you have
involve
to.
prayer for you as well?
Hmm,
Does it involve prayer for you as well?
a lot of prayer,
Mm-hmm.
prayer all day long, every day, every second of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of prayer, meditation, um, just really quieting your mind and your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to really get intentional with this. You want to be like, have a personal relationship with God and the universe and the energy that's in this universe and other people.
Mm-hmm.
And that is definitely a lot of prayer, a lot of talk.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta open your mouth and say what you want to see happen for yourself. And then in that, um, it comes to be. It
Mm-hmm.
will happen. It has
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
Yeah.
because my favorite mantra is so within, so without. So what you
Yes.
see on the inside reflects on the outside of your life. So yeah.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that statement.
Mm.
Totally agree. Yeah.
And also it is of course based on an energy, not so much on thoughts, but of course your thought creates what energy you vibe on, I always like to say. So
Exactly.
how do you create a high vibrational ritual for yourself?
I go through each and every day with a ritual, and I'll call it that because that's exactly what it is. So I'll wake up in the morning and I have an attitude of gratitude, which means
Mm-hmm.
I tell God, thank you for everything I have currently in my life,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what I want to have more of. I go through, when I take in my shower, I let the water wash off all negative energies from my body, mind, spirit, soul, everything. And I literally feel that happening. I
Mm-hmm.
feel the water just washing away. Even though I just woke up, you're sleeping all night and you may dream and you might have thoughts in your mind that may not have be of good thoughts. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure all that comes off of me. While I'm taking my shower in the morning, first thing, after I do that, I just talk to God. Like He's sitting right there with me all day. I tell Him, thank you for everything I already have. Then I start talking to Him about what He's already done for me,
Mm-hmm.
what I would like to see happen. I ask Him for omens every day. I ask Him to send me signs every day. So, yeah, I have like a little ritual that I go through. And then I also get on my phone and I look at all the affirmation reels that I constantly download every day and I
Mm-hmm.
listen to them. And that gets my whole day started and helps me to get focused and get intentional with what my day is going to look like. So I already put it out there. I'm thinking and feeling good from the minute I walk out this house until I get into the world. And I try to make sure I have that protection around me all day long. So, but I have to pray for that. So every day I have a ritual, and it's something I do each and every day, very structured. I don't deviate from it. And if I find myself pulling away from it a little bit, um, I acknowledge that. I feel it because I don't feel like my energy like it needs to be. And then I'll revamp that in my head and I'll talk to God. I'll say, I'm sorry, but I've been kind of off, but I'm back on track now. And then I start doing it. So but yes, I have a total ritual every day I do. Yeah.
But it's of course a lot harder when you come from a place where you're not happy with your life or where you're not comfortable with yourself, and you focus, even if it's unconsciously, you focus on what you lack instead of what you have. Of course. So how can
Exactly.
you change that mindset? Even if you're not happy with yourself, how can you like create a mindset for yourself where you can attract what you want?
You know what I do? This is just me, really, when it comes to that. It helps if you're already an optimistic person
Mm.
in life. It really helps. But if you're one, like you said, that's kind of pessimistic, or you really gauging off of things that happen to you that are not so good, and you start really focusing on those, what I find to be very helpful is that when you're in that state, you have to stop. You really have to stop. You have to sit still for a second and wait. And you have to talk to yourself and tell yourself, what is it that I want right now that makes me happy? So you have to kind of reverse the way you're thinking for that minute and say, what is, what do I want? What do I want in life? What do I want to see happen in my life? And at that point, that's changing the way you're thinking in the first place. And then the way you're looking at stuff is going to change. But it takes a minute for some people can't get there right away.
Right.
So I would just suggest that if you get in that place, you just got to sit down and ask yourself, if I had a genie tomorrow and the genie said, I give you 3 wishes, what would they be? So if it was that cool that somebody would just come to you, a genie, and say, I'll give you whatever you want, what would you say? So
Mhm.
I say that in my head sometimes too when people go through certain things when it comes to negative thoughts. You have to ask yourself, what if I have a wish right now? What would I want for my life? And you know you're not going to wish for anything bad. You're going to
Mhm.
wish for something good. So in saying that, that's what I feel like would be a helpful way to get out of that negative thought, what you're thinking about, whatnot, and whatever which way your life, your the direction of your life is going. You got to rethink that for a second
Mhm.
and turn it around and think something positive. Like I said, if somebody was to just say, here's a quadrillion dollars. What do you want to do with it? You know, and of course the person's gonna be like, oh, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, and then they'll be happy. So I think that helps a lot if you start thinking that way or try to think that way
And
initially.
of course, yeah, also focus on the feeling that that wish gives you. For is like for money, it can give you freedom, and that freedom can give you a sense of just joy and happiness, and you can focus on that feeling, right?
Exactly, exactly. So you have to look at whatever it is that's going to perpetuate that feeling that's going to be
Mhm.
in you, like you said. Exactly. So
Mhm.
I would agree with all of that.
Mhm.
And that's what you have to, because most of the things that's going to make you happy in life is going to, right, you said the word, it's going to set you free.
Right.
Mind, body, soul, and spirit. It's going to set you free. And for me, all I got to do is sit and talk to God all day long, and I'm free. I feel free. I feel relaxed. I feel clear. I can think. But that's me. That's me and him all day long. I don't have it. I wouldn't have it any other way, you know.
And what would you say to people starting this process of manifestation who or who aren't maybe even like convinced yet that it really works? What would you tell them?
I would tell them test it. I'm gonna tell
Mhm.
you how. So say your gut instinct is telling you while you're driving, go left, right? But you're saying, no, I'll go right. And you go right, and that was definitely the wrong decision. So I would say test your instinct immediately to see if you can manifest whatever you're thinking about.
Mhm.
So if you're thinking initially, I need to go left because there's traffic to the right. But me as a person, I'm like, nah, that's not a problem. And I go to the right. I would say test it. Test your instincts to see how you can start manifesting what you're thinking about, that it comes true. That's
Mhm.
that's what I would think. Because I did that many times and
Mhm.
I tested it and I said, oh, okay, this is right. I need to go with my gut. Whatever it is telling me about a person, place, thing, or opportunity, I need to go with it because to me, that's your God mind. That's God telling you something. He's giving you a signal and an omen and a sign to go left. Don't go right. You might go right and something might happen. that he's trying to make sure you prevent you from doing. So I would say definitely go with your gut. Your gut is always right. My grandmother used to tell me that growing up. She said, always go with your first instinct. That is your God mind. That is God telling you, do this, don't do that. I already see what's going to happen over here. Go this way. And you're like, okay. So I would say test it to see.
And how can we connect to our intuition more and listen to it more?
How can we do that?
Mhm.
Test it out, try it. You gotta just go for it. You just gotta, whatever your mind is telling you, that's what you should try it. Try it and see. More than likely, 99% of the time, it is go left. It's not go right. So if you go right, you'll see. So if you keep testing it like that, I really honestly believe you'll be convinced I need to start going with this and going with this and go that way, you know. So I would say that would be your biggest way to get there. Test it, see what happens.
Yeah,
Try
just
it out.
create more awareness around your actual intuition instead of your ego that's always trying to override it.
Absolutely. And it is our ego. It's we want to always have control. Human beings want to have control of going right or left. And we don't want nobody else to control that but us. But we don't understand there's a bigger power out here that has a lot more um, wow to it than we could ever do, you know. But yes, I agree. Your awareness, that's a good word too, as well. Being very aware of your surrounding, people, language. You gotta kind of wake up and go, oh, I see it now. I understand now. But it takes time. This didn't happen with me overnight. It didn't. It just takes time and practice and constantly going in that direction and trying to, I think in the end, it's all in wanting to better yourself in this lifetime. Do better for yourself. Be happy. Do the things you like to do. Do whatever you can do to get into that feeling. That's what I believe.
Well, thank you so much.